Welcome to our channel, and more importantly, welcome to the first episode in our Learn to Trade series. In this episode, I will be doing the basic overview of the charting platform that I use called TradingView, and discussing its importance in doing technical analysis. Stick around to the end of this video and remember to drop a thumbs up on this video and subscribe to our channel if you like the content. Also remember to turn on our channel notifications so you are notified every time we upload a video. Follow us on social media to keep up with our educational content and so you never miss any important market news. All the important links to our channel are in the description below. So let's get right into it. If you want to become a pro at analyzing stocks, currencies, or any item that has price fluctuations, it's important to understand how to navigate your way around a charting platform so that you can perform your technical analysis. Now, there are many platforms you can use. However, TradingView is the most commonly used one among both retail and institutional traders. But in order to understand how to use it, we must first learn how to navigate to the program. So to get to TradingView, we're going to start off by going to Google and type in TradingView into the search window. When the search result pops up, you're going to click on the first link that says tradingview.com. Now, as we can see, this is the first page that comes up when we pull up the website. So in order to get to the charting software, we first have to enter what we call the ticker symbol of the element that you would like to analyze. So just for this example, we're going to type in the S&P 500. And we're going to select the second symbol that says SPX by it. Now there's many other variations of this specific chart, but to go with the more commonly used one, SPX is the one to go for. So as you can see, this is just the basic overview of the chart, but in order to get to the full chart, we click this symbol that says full feature chart. And as you can see, when we click that, it loads up a whole nother window, which brings us essentially into the price data that it has pulled from multiple sources in order to generate this graph. Now this is the default layout set by TradingView, but there's a lot of different things we can do to customize this TradingView tab in order to let it suit our trading style best. So if we look down to the bottom of the screen, we can see that there's a tab here which is essentially the dates tab, which you can scroll left and right to pan the view so that you can see as far back as you would like. So obviously in this scenario we're only going to focus on the most recent times, so we're going to keep it pretty close to where we are at current price. Now on the vertical axis is actually the point scale. So for the S&P 500, we know that it is calculated in terms of points. So this is telling us the variation in the points. So essentially what this chart is showing me is the variation of price with time. And this vertical axis, say it was a currency or if it was a commodity like gold or Bitcoin, then on this vertical axis would be the price of those instruments. Now that we've got that covered, I'm not going to go into any specific detail regarding exactly how these candlesticks are situated in order to understand how price moves, but more so I'm going to focus on some of the tools that we use. So right now, if we look at the top left hand corner of the screen, we can see that we have a bar that gives us certain information regarding the chart. So right now I am on the weekly time frame, meaning that each one of these candlesticks represents 1 week of price action. Now if I begin to shift the time frames, as you can see, the chart becomes more spread out and more detailed. And as I continue to move down the time frames, meaning that now that we're on the 4-hour chart, each one of these candlesticks represents 4 hours, we can see a lot more detail in a shorter frame of time of how price action moves. So in some of my other videos, you may hear me talking about if we drop down to a lower time frame, this is exactly what I'm referring to. What I'm doing is I'm starting my analysis on a higher time frame in order to identify major levels at those time frames, but then I'm dropping down into time frames that are a lot lower in order to look at the specific details on what's going on with price around those levels. So that's the way that you navigate across time frames using TradingView. So to sum things up, one candlestick in this chart represents the exact time frame that we are displaying. So one of these candlesticks here, since we are analyzing the daily time frame, represents 1 day worth of price action. Moving on to the next part is actually the type of display that we have in terms of the candlesticks. So right now we're looking at Japanese candlesticks, and I'll cover this type of candlestick and how price is represented in this form in another video. However, we can navigate through the different ways of representing price by clicking the drop down that's next to the time frames, this one right here. So one of the common ones you see me using is what we call the Heikinashi candlesticks, and I'll also do another video covering how these candlesticks are represented in price. But this is just another way of us viewing price, and we can also go to a line chart, and there's a lot of other ones that we can look at, but too many to go into any specific detail at this point in time. So the other important things to note is that here on the left hand side are all the analytical tools that we will ever use whenever using this software. So the first tool that we're going to cover is the measure tool, and what this allows us to do is to measure how much price has varied over a specific period of time. So for example, if I wanted to know the exact amount of points that the S&P 500 dropped from the highs in February to the lows of March, all I have to do is drop the measure tool from the top of the range all the way to the bottom, and it will tell me exactly what that value was. And as you can see, it's telling me that the S&P 500 dropped 35% in 39 days of a total value of 1,201.3 points. Now this may be off plus or minus a couple of days, but either way it's giving me a general overview of the change in points over this stretch of time. So this is quite useful when we're doing quick analysis and trying to figure out exactly how much price has moved in whatever period of time. So I commonly use this if I'm looking to see approximately how long a pullback may take, or approximately the percentage drop that price may have had in a specific period of time, just as a frame of reference. Now I'm going to go into a lot more detail in part 2 of this series about these other price tools which allow us to get into more specific analysis. But in terms of customizing the chart, right now I have a white background for my TradingView chart, and that's my preferred color of choice just because personally it's easier on my eyes. But if you are a person that would prefer a darker background, then in order to navigate to a dark background, all you have to do is right click on your mouse, scroll down to where it says color theme, and click dark. And as you'll see here, the entire background of the chart has changed to a dark theme. So if you see anybody else on the internet with a dark background, all they have done is just change the background color of their TradingView platform. Now the next thing to note, definitely probably one of the more important things to note, is how to navigate between different price instruments. So what I've done is opened up the watch list and details section by clicking on this tab here on the right hand side of the screen. So what this is now is a watch list that I can populate with different instruments that I will be paying attention to over potentially this coming week. So say for example, this week I knew I was going to take a look at gold. What I would do is I would click this plus button and it would open up this screen here, which gives us a variety of different options of what to choose from. So because I use this platform on a regular basis, there's a lot of the common ones that I've used populated here in the favorites. However, if you're using this software for the first time, what you want to do is you want to search for whatever the instrument is that you want to analyze. So for example, if it's gold, I just type in gold, and as you can see, multiple instruments with the ticker symbol gold come up. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this second one and click on it, and it automatically populates my watch list with that instrument. I'm also going to add a few more just so we have a few items in our watch list. So now we have a watch list and we can easily navigate through the different instruments in this watch list and see what's been going on with them. So on the left hand side, you may notice that some of them have blue tabs next to them. So usually I use these blue tabs just to note anything of particular interest, because my watch lists can grow pretty large, especially if I'm analyzing a lot of different instruments. So I usually use the blue tabs to let me know when I come back to my charts after taking a break that these are the ones that I need to be paying particular attention to. So there's multiple colors that we can select. As you can see here, I just have these ones highlighted in blue. Now if you only wanted to view the ones that were in this specific color, what you would do is you would click this drop down here and click to your blue list. And what it would do is bring up the ones that are highlighted in blue. So as you can see, I have a lot of them here because I have a lot of instruments in my other watch lists that I need to pay particular attention to for next week. And similarly, this is the same for the other colors, so you can navigate to those individual colors as you choose. So that's the way that you compile a watch list on TradingView. Now I'm going to end this video here just because it's been going on pretty long, but I will be covering a lot of the other features in part 2 and potentially a part 3 of this video series. With that being said, thank you to all who took the time out to watch the video, and an even bigger thank you to those who made it to the end of this video. I recognize the need to cover some content for you guys who are just starting out in the financial markets. As mentioned many times in this video, I will be doing a number of these videos covering the basics of trading in the markets. This will be useful to anyone looking to start trading, but it will be particularly useful for those who like my trading style. Also, remember I post frequently, so subscribe to my channel so you can keep up to date with the content that I put up. If you found this video useful, support us by dropping a like on the video so that the YouTube algorithm helps us reach more people. Thanks and peace out.